Why hasn't Antarctica, the coldest, windiest, and driest continent, ever been claimed by a single nation? Think about it. Every landmass on Earth is governed by one country or another. Yet the vast, icy expanse at the southernmost point of our planet remains a place where no country's flag flies high. The reasons are rooted deep in history, geopolitical strategy, and a unique international treaty. Let's unravel the fascinating story of Antarctica, a place unlike any other on Earth. Antarctica is an anomaly in many ways. It is the only continent without an indigenous population and has never been home to ancient civilizations. No government rules it, and no one country can lay exclusive claim to its territory. Despite this, Antarctica is far from being an untouched, desolate wasteland. Scientists from all over the world flock here every year, not for its breathtaking beauty or extreme conditions, but for the opportunity to unlock secrets of our planet that lie beneath its vast, frozen landscape. The continent, which has witnessed expeditions and national rivalries, is now at the center of a story of international collaboration and scientific discovery. The roots of this story go back to a time when humans could only imagine what lay at the southern end of the globe. As early as 350 BC, the Greek philosopher Aristotle theorized that the Earth was spherical, and if the North was home to the Arctic, there must be a corresponding landmass at the south, which he called Antarctos, meaning the opposite of the Arctic. For centuries, it remained a mythical land, Terra Australis Incognita, the unknown southern land, marked on maps without ever having been seen by human eyes. It wasn't until the late 18th century that explorers began inching closer to discovering the true Antarctic continent. The British navigator James Cook came close in 1773, but turned back just 130 kilometers away from the Antarctic coastline. He saw massive icebergs laden with rocks and theorized that a significant landmass must exist further south. Yet, the perilous conditions, strong winds, treacherous waters, and drifting ice made him declare that no man would ever dare to venture closer. 50 years later, that prediction was shattered when explorers from various countries began reaching Antarctica's shores. However, the debate over who was the first to set foot on the continent is still unsettled. In 1895, a Norwegian ship named the Antarctic made a historic landing. Two men from the same crew, Karsten Borchgrevink and Alexander von Tunzelmann, both claimed the title of the first man to step on Antarctica, leading to a humorous rivalry that endures to this day. By the early 1900s, Antarctica was no longer a blank space on the map. It became a site of intense exploration during what is now known as the Heroic Age, as nations rushed to plant their flags and make scientific discoveries. From mosses thriving in frozen soils to intricate ice formations that held clues to the Earth's climate history. As the 20th century rolled on, the focus shifted from exploration to ownership. Countries like Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom started claiming large portions of the continent. But their ambitions were complicated by the fact that the land they wanted was shrouded in ice and inhospitable to any permanent human settlement. The overlap of claims led to diplomatic friction, with some areas claimed by up to 3 different nations. Countries began building research stations not just for science, but also to assert their control over specific territories. The situation became even more tense after World War II, as Cold War rivalries threatened to spread to the Antarctic. The Soviet Union, in a bold move, issued a statement declaring it would not recognize any territorial claims made without its consent. Fearing that Antarctica might become a new battleground for superpowers, American President Dwight Eisenhower proposed a solution that would change the course of history. the Antarctic Treaty. Signed in 1959 by 12 countries, including the major claimants, the Antarctic Treaty was revolutionary. It stated that Antarctica would be used exclusively for peaceful purposes, ensuring that military activities were banned and scientific research would take center stage. Even more significantly, it put all territorial claims on hold, creating a framework for international cooperation unlike anything seen before. This landmark treaty transformed Antarctica into a continent dedicated to science and peace, where nations set aside their differences and focused on understanding the unique environment. However, the treaty did not erase the claims. It merely suspended them, leaving a legal limbo that could resurface when the treaty expires in 2048. For now, the map of Antarctica still shows a patchwork of overlapping territories, with Australia holding the largest claimed area, 42% of the continent. But here's the catch. Countries like the United States and Russia refuse to recognize these claims, arguing that no nation has the right to own land that no one can inhabit permanently. Despite the treaty's success in preserving peace, there are already signs that geopolitical tensions could be brewing beneath the icy surface. China, which has significantly increased its presence in Antarctica since the early 2000s, is setting up new research stations, sending fishing fleets into the Southern Ocean, and expanding tourism. Critics worry that China's growing activities may be laying the groundwork for a more assertive stance in the future. After all, as climate change melts Antarctica's ice sheets, previously inaccessible resources like oil and minerals could become easier and cheaper to extract. And the stakes are high. Studies estimate that there could be up to 500 billion barrels of oil and gas beneath Antarctica's icy expanse. The Madrid Protocol, signed in 1991, currently bans all commercial mining and drilling. But that, too, is set to be reviewed in 2048. If economic pressures and resource demands increase, nations might be tempted to abandon the treaty's principles in pursuit of these riches. Imagine a future where Antarctica, once a symbol of peace and scientific cooperation, becomes another battleground for resource extraction. Yet for now, Antarctica remains a place where scientists from all over the world work side by side, unraveling the secrets of our planet. Every year, thousands of researchers brave its harsh conditions to study everything from climate change to cosmic phenomena, their discoveries shared openly with the global community. India, which initially opposed the treaty, has become an active participant, setting up its own research stations and contributing valuable insights into Antarctica's geological history. What happens after 2048 is still up in the air. Will the Antarctic Treaty continue to keep the continent free of exploitation, or will the allure of untapped resources drive nations to stake their claims more aggressively? Perhaps by then, humanity will have developed a new appreciation for the fragile ecosystems and irreplaceable scientific value of Antarctica. Only time will tell. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.